It is now time for this month's Rooted in Florida with Pasco County's Extension Director and Urban Horticulture Agent, Dr. Whitney Elmore. Good morning. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
We love when you're here. We always learn so much. And it's interesting, we're talking about kind of drought season here in Florida. And we were kind of chatting. I mean, we know Sunshine State, there is a lot of rain here, but you say this drought that we're in, kind of normal.
It's very normal pattern for us. Anytime from October to almost May, you know, the faucet kind of gets shut off in Florida. We're used to those summer rains, but in the winter we tend to get pretty dry.
So do our plants and everything, are they by now used to it and they know how to live?
If it's an established shrub or tree that's doing well, it does not need supplemental irrigation. We do more harm than good when we put out too much water. In fact,
really?
We can cause ourselves more problems.
When I love you say don't waste your money.
Don't waste the money.
So as long as they're green, when you say it looks healthy, what does that mean?
Well, it varies based on one tree to the next or one shrub, and if it's going through any kind of dormancy period through the winter, some of them will tend to go almost dormant, so they might drop some of their leaves, and that's completely normal. It depends on the tree or shrub. But if it's established, if it's been in the ground for some period of time, it's not going to need anything supplemental. Now, our lawn grasses, it's a little bit different story there with those. So with the lawn grasses, and most people think about St. Augustine grass, Floritam, which is a St. Augustine grass actually, it's a cultivar. It can, throughout the seasonal drought period, start to turn brown on us. It goes semi-dormant. So we need to let it kind of go to sleep, but if we start to notice that the leaf blades are rolling, if it turns blue kind of during the heat of the day when we walk on it or anything, it might need some supplemental irrigation. We don't want to give it too much though, because it can cause a lot of problems. So with each irrigation event, you're looking at 3/4 of an inch at the most.
Okay.
And a lot of people go, well, how much time is that? Well, it depends on your irrigation system and the type of heads and rotors that you might have out there. So a simple thing to do, and I always suggest people calibrate the irrigation system 2-3 times a year. When you get your teeth cleaned at the dentist, time to irrigate. Calibrate your irrigation system. But take a simple tuna fish can. Put one in each zone of your irrigation out in the lawn.
Now, when you say irrigation, part of for my, I don't know if this is a stupid question, but I mean, is this simply sprinklers that people have?
The sprinkler system. All right. The sprinkler system. A lot of people don't even know they have one, probably tell you the truth. It's easy to miss, especially with a new home. But take a catch can, put it out there, run the sprinkler system for 10-15 minutes, and then measure it. You're looking for 3/4 of an inch.
I had no idea.
If it's too much or too little, adjust your time. And then calibrate frequently. And then utilize other tools in the landscape like soil moisture sensors. We have some that are now wireless that will shut off the system if we're getting too much rain or tell the system it's time for more. We also have then what's required by law actually, if you have an irrigation system, these soil moisture sensors, and they have to be placed in the right place on the house. Out from under the eave, not over the air conditioning units.
Is this something you can install yourself,
or do you need help? You can install these yourself. Just kind of depends on your level of expertise. But you got to make sure it's working. These only last for a couple of years, so we have to make sure they're calibrated and working correctly.
So how long, when you do this little measurement, how long do we need to be doing that? Is that a once every couple of weeks? Are you just looking at your lawn to see when it's time to do it again?
Looking at the lawn, that's probably the best thing you can do. Let the lawn tell you when it needs to be irrigated. Again, if it's turning off color, if the leaf blades are rolling, it's time to irrigate. But calibrating the system 2-3 times a year is all you need.
Okay, so we kind of covered the trees, the shrubs, the grass. What about any kind of flowers or anything, or any of the pretty landscaping that we still like to see this time of year?
The ornamental plants, if those are established plants that are out there, you know, you've got azaleas, camellias, gardenias, those are established woody plants. They should be fine on their own. If it's in a pot, if it starts to dry out or anything like that, then that's going to need supplemental irrigation if it's not in the ground.
So here we are kind of late January, early February. When do we start? When is a good time to start doing kind of those seasonal? Is it still kind of too early?
In terms of planting, it's a little too early in my opinion because we're still at a risk of frost and freeze in our area, but also then we've not got our seasonal rains. The closer we get to our seasonal rains is a better time to install our landscape plants and our turf grasses.
Okay, so that we still have a couple months, at least several weeks for that.
Months,
Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
I always learn so much from you. If people have questions, you encourage them to call and say, hey, I don't know what's going on.
Pasco County Extension Office, 352-518-0156. If they're in Hillsborough, if they're in Pinellas, Manatee, they've got their own extension offices. You can find us online really easily.
They all don't have a Whitney, though. We love you. Thank you so much. We look forward to having you back in our next Rooted in Florida segment. And again, if you have any questions, there's a website. Go to our website, tvmorningblend.com as well.